Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Quick little. Actually, no. Let me scratch that. It's probably not gonna be a quick video, but hey, let's talk about a few things. So, as you guys know, most of the format for this channel has mostly been just me putting more time into RGT. Haven't dropped any weekly videos or daily videos as advertised. Just main reason why is because there just hasn't really been anything that's caught my interest. I mean, granted, sure, I could cover PlayStation news. I could cover Xbox news. But the thing is, it's kind of hard to be excited for anything. It's kind of hard to put our expectations super high when you have a community that is so divided and so full of itself. And I'm going to just tackle one half of this. And that happens to be Xbox. The PlayStation side I've already talked about prior. And you guys see how that went. It is what it is. I don't really care at this point. One thing about me, I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to tell you how I feel if something's wrong and I feel something is wrong. Today is no exception. So if you guys didn't know, or if you guys or you forgot, obviously this all started with Redfall being confirmed to be 30 FPS on the Xbox Series X and S. Mind you, this is a first-party exclusive. Okay, this is a AAA budget, game, and this game has been advertised multiple times and even showcased at a few particular shows at 60 FPS. Now we have confirmation that the game will not offer a 60 FPS mode whatsoever on the Xbox Series X or S. And the community has been completely just, some have been accepting of this news. I say some, and I'm using that plural, some. There has been a lot of others, though, who are trying to push this to some extremes to damage control by saying stuff like, oh, where's the outrage for Chia? Yes, Astal, I saw your dumb comment. It's ridiculous, which, by the way, you got destroyed in your own thread where it was confirmed that Chia is also getting a 60 FPS patch, if not already has it. But excuse me for trying to move up goalposts and comparing a indie game that is not made by PlayStation to a AAA game being made by Xbox Studios. Right. Anyway, besides that, we go even further. You got the others who are just flat out, I don't know what the term to use anymore. I've used so many crazy terms. You guys call them Xbots. You guys call them, slaves. I'm just going to call them what they are, man. And this can be applied to any fan base. They're bootlickers at this point. That's literally what they are. They are bootlickers. You got dudes legit who cannot take one single ounce, and I mean a single ounce of criticism towards this box. You can say that about PlayStation fans, and you can say that about Nintendo fans especially. There are those type of fans that cannot take any sort of criticism without trying to push you into a bubble, push you into a corner, and try to label you as such in order to make themselves feel better about their little purchase. I'm going to say this like I said on multiple Xbox-centric podcasts that I had the privilege of being on or a panel member on. Microsoft's issue has always been their quality control management. I've said this every single time there was an issue. I would always have some weirdo in the comment section saying we don't want our console to be like a PlayStation, you pony, yada, yada, yada. The typical weirdo response. I would get this all the time. And yet, do you see me? Again, do you see me even going to my channel and rubbing this in when stuff happens and it doesn't work in your favor? No. Still the same calm, collected person, and I tell you what the issue is. And you know what's funny? You still got people, the same group of people that don't want to listen to reason and say, oh, no, that's not the reason. The reason is because, we need time. We need this, that, and the third. The excuses. They need time. Listen. It goes deeper than just, what you guys are seeing with Redfall. It's deeper than this. There's no excitement whatsoever when it comes to the box. I want you to understand that. There is no excitement. When Sony shows off a game on the PS5, regardless of how you might feel about it, you guys might be in this little camp where you're like, I don't like the third-person action adventure, blah, 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 cinematic experiences. But here's the thing. These games is what's been selling this console. These games make the console, the console consumer feel important and they're there day one. They're excited. There is no type of excitement whatsoever on the Xbox side that is bringing in that type of vibe, and that is the problem. There needs to be a change. But the problem is, even further, you don't see anyone in this console space or, the fanboy side. You don't see nobody talking about this. Why do you think that is? It's very simple. Because they don't want to admit. They don't want to admit to the obvious. And again, it's fine. You ain't got to admit to it. You guys can sit here and be in these little bubbles. You guys can damage control the whole thing. You guys can make excuses all day. But guess what? You're still hurting in the long run. The main thing that's been going around for Xbox in terms of positivity has been the Activision Blizzard deal. In fact, that's been the only thing that's been going around here. You did get Hi-Fi Rush, which had a good reception from you, so that's another thing. But aside from that, it's mostly been the Activision deal. And I'm going to tell you flat out, as of right now, at the way things are right now, Call of Duty is going to do next to nothing for the Xbox division. Even having Game Pass have the mascot, which is, Call of Duty, even if that was the mascot and it was selling Game Pass, what are you getting? You're still seeing diminishing returns. Microsoft is so focused on pumping out stuff for this service instead of actually putting out quality content at a consistent base that makes you want to go to it, period. Sony, listen, you guys, I've given Sony their shade. You know what I'm saying? I've held Sony accountable for dumb stuff they've done, like remaking games that we don't need remade, games that we don't want remade getting that treatment, of course. But am I going to sit here and can I front them for having proper games here that actually, drive, intrigue within their fan base? No. Microsoft doesn't have this. Microsoft just announced they had a new controller being shown right now in the midst of the Redfall situation, as opposed to just doing what Rocksteady just did with Suicide Squad, which is delay the game. They flat out came out with a damn controller design, and people still are acting like there's not a problem. There is a big problem. There's no updates on, what's that game? There's no updates on Avowed. There's no updates on Perfect Dark, which is still in developmental hell from what we've seen. Hellblade 2, at this rate, is probably not going to drop this year as expected. It's going to come out next year, right? There's no other updates on what's happening with their other first-party games. Nothing. Starfield pretty much is confirmed to be 30 FPS alongside Redfall because of Todd. Todd said in the interview he's okay with 30 FPS. So again, what is it to be excited for on the Xbox side? These are questions you have to ask. I'm done trying to ask this question. I'm going to ask you guys to ask this question. What exactly is there to be excited for on the Xbox side? You guys can push this into console wars all you want. You're free to do so. I'm not even gonna sit here and attempt to move that type of post for you. I'm not. But I'm also not gonna lie to you. The problem is pretty clear, and they have a lot of work they need to do. And in order to get the results that you guys want, you guys gotta speak your mind. Now, why am I even making this video even further? I see a lot of dudes, that build connections that I'm good friends with. A lot of you guys don't like dealer gaming. I understand he's a Xbox dude. He's always been an Xbox, extremist in a sense, right? But even he called it out in his podcast. And you know what's funny? I seen this dude. This dude's name is Kima Mister. This dude would always... I want you to understand. This is how you know how fake the community is. They call this a gaming community. It's not a gaming community. Okay? It's not a gaming community. Anybody trying to act like this is a gaming community and they put so much stock in it, right? But then they go and do the opposite thing that makes it what a gaming community is, like bash the other side or simply just harass others in general, right? That's not part of the gaming community. That's something else. That is a drama community. And this is a prime example of this right here, which I'm about to show you. So as you guys see right here, this guy said this podcast is a toxic Microsoft Xbox bash fest. Yet, if we go back, if you look at RDX's track record, RDX has done more for the Xbox brand as a whole in terms of marketing, talking about the works. Hell, they even had Mike Ybarra on the show multiple times and people from inside Xbox as well as engineers from Xbox, along with Iron Lords. And yet, a little bit of criticism calling out, the issues and asking for change, holding you, Microsoft, to your word is all of a sudden making them, you know, not a proper channel. This is what I keep trying to tell y'all. This community is as fake as it comes. They're quick. They are quick. They are very, very quick to pull, you know, to pull everything at this point, to try and flip it. And again, some of you guys might be going, you know, I don't really care, right? Some of you might say, I don't care. The reality is you kind of should, because this is also another problem with our community, or in this community. I wouldn't say it's my community because I actually game. This is the wild part even further. As things progress, and I don't see things getting any better. I really, really don't. I expect, you know, more remakes or remakes that we don't need at this point. You know, there's, I mean, for God's sake, we still got this Horizon thing that we're still waiting for. But at this rate, might actually be the case. We got remakes or remakes that we don't want. We got a company that's dropping controller designs more so than actual news that people want to hear and updates for games they want to see. And then you got Nintendo, which probably is going to come out with a new model soon. And to make everything even more funny, right? Sony is going to drop a handheld very soon that's going to focus on remote play. That's going to be their go-to. It's going to be a remote play extension of PS5 to get into mobile territory, right? Next year, supposedly, we're going to get a Pro model. That's what's been going around. We're going to get this Pro model before we get that particular unit. Imagine having a Pro console this early, and we haven't even maxed out what we got now for the consoles. What's next for Xbox? Is Xbox going to follow suit? I want y'all to really think about that. Really think about that. Now, Sony hasn't maxed out the system and yet has delivered a consistent bunch of 60 FPS games or games that have pushed above the 30 FPS, you know, margin, whether it be third party or first party. They have given you those performance options. Microsoft, if you drop a next gen console, if you drop another Pro-like console to match Sony, it's going to get even worse before this Activision deal even comes close to clearing. I'm just going to be honest with you. And to the people who are still in denial, damage controlling, and moving the goalposts, I don't know what to tell you at this point. I really don't. I've seen it all at this point. I really have. You got people saying 30 FPS is fine. 30 FPS was fine in the PS4 to PS3 gen. Yeah, it was fine then. Sure, for console gaming, it was fine. We're in a new era. We got very capable systems that are very optimized to give us everything that we could possibly want. I have never thought I would see anybody make excuses for 30 FPS on a console when Aaron Greenberg flat out said that 60 FPS was going to be the standard going forward. I never thought I would see this. This is a Microsoft problem. And it continues to be a Microsoft problem, and there is no ifs or buts about it. No one can damage control or move the goalposts, because that is exactly what this is. I know what you guys think in the comment section below. Sorry for my lack of enthusiasm in my voice, but I mean, can you blame me? Can you really blame me? What is there to be excited for on this situation? People bring this up in RGT. You know, you guys are not so excited when you talk about Xbox. Again, I want you to answer that question for me. What exactly should me, Hunter, Red Hood, Blaze, anybody who we have on the show, what exactly should we be sitting here being excited for that's coming out on Xbox? These are questions I have for you. What should I be excited for? Granted, I love talking about games. Granted, I love competition. Granted, I want this industry to go forward. Granted, I love to see those improvements, those amazing, you know, next gen feels. I love that. I still want that E3 level experience for us. I want that stuff, right? But if a company is not actively doing anything to contribute to this, excuse me if I don't have any faith. It's just that simple. Really simple. And there's no ifs or buts about it. So that's it. You know what you guys think in the comment section below. See you guys later. And shout out to Cass. You're welcome, Cass. You're welcome. You got me to make a video. You got me to make a video. You damn comedian. I'm out.
I'm sorry.
Never be sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Never mind.
That's it for today. Sick of looking at your faces.
Excuse me, will every class run 5 minutes and 25... Wait, please, that contains very important...